getting out in the Ozarks tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lindsay Klein.
Yeah, welcome along for our 5 o'clock news. I'm David Oliver. This week we're getting out to a couple of the wonderful places that you can visit across the Ozarks. And tonight we're coming to you live from the square, the historic square here in Mountain View, Arkansas. We've had a great time so far. This town's a little bit like Eureka Springs, if you're familiar with that town. We've had some groups playing music. This is Possum Juice right now up here on the Stone County Courthouse steps tonight playing some music.
Like you said, we are in front of the courthouse, and this is kind of, the main area of the town, so a lot to see. And like he said, it kind of has that Eureka Springs kind of feel.
In fact, we're going to be showing you a lot more about Mountain View coming up here on our news tonight.
And if you like the old-time feel of Silver Dollar City, there is a place here in Mountain View, Arkansas that you definitely are going to want to visit.
Yeah, it is a state park that celebrates the heritage, the crafts, the arts, and the music of this area that dates back to the 1800s. Here's a small glimpse at what the Ozark Folk Center has to offer in this Oliver's Ozarks report.
Janice Clark of Mountain View, Arkansas has been turning leather into works of art for nearly 20 years.
Mostly I use cowhide. I also use some deer hide, elk hide, and buffalo from time to time.
A trip to Montana years ago sparked her interest in leather. Now she's one of 22 crafters who proudly display their wares at the Ozark Folk Center State Park.
Well, it's just a fantastic place. I mean, anyone would want to be here.
This is the wonderful place to experience how the Ozarks has developed over time.
John Morrow is the superintendent of the Ozark Folk Center. The park first opened back in 1973 when a group of locals decided they wanted a way to preserve a piece of the past. Today, the park sees upwards of 120,000 visitors a year. They come to experience what life was like back in this region generations ago. What makes this state park different than others in Arkansas is that people are its resource.
State parks usually are centered around a resource, a lake or a mountain or hiking trails or things of that nature. But here, the people are our resource. And this is one of the few places where you can spend an extended amount of time talking with these crafters who are very passionate about what they do.
Folk music is a big part of the park, too. Local musicians are invited to take the stage around the noon hour each day to pick and play sounds from the past.
Mountain View and the Ozark Folk Center was one of the first places to really concentrate on preserving the folk music that was special to the region.
And besides hearing the sounds of yesteryear, those who work at the park say they hear a common theme from those who come to pay a visit.
They always talk about how relaxing and calm this place is, and it's not over commercialized and real fast paced.
People from across the U.S. and even the world come to the Ozark Folk Center to take a step back in time. The crafters and musicians here would love to see you for a visit too.
Ozark Folk Center State Park is a wonderful place to visit. It's very special and very unique as far as state parks go. You're able to experience the Ozarks here in a hospitable and friendly way like nowhere else.
So the Ozark Folk Center Park is open through April through November. It's Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. They also have a nightly music show there at 7 o'clock Wednesday nights through Saturday nights. Admission is $12 for adults, $7 for children. It's a great place to visit. I had a great time checking the place out a couple of weeks ago. I got to mention this, though. They've got 2 restaurants, Lindsay, there at the park. They got the Smokehouse and they've got the Skillet.
We like food.
We like food. Food's very important.
Food is important.
The Skillet restaurant, 2 years in a row, was voted in the top 10 places in America to have Thanksgiving lunch buffet, and that was by CNN Travel. They do this survey every year. In 2 years in a row, top 10 places in America, the Skillet restaurant right here in Mountain View, Arkansas.
Right in the backyard. Who knew that we had restaurants so great right here?
Good grub is always a good thing.
Of course, and coming up next, we're going to the White River, a mecca for trout fishing in the Arkansas Ozarks. Plus, more than 50 miles of breathtaking views, but these trails that surround the White River take a community to keep